Hello, everyone. It's Cookies, and I believe we've got a new turn 14. So let's go ahead and dive in. We got two messages. Hi, Cookies. Everything is going horribly wrong. I don't want to talk about it. The attack from Caleb was a trade, by the way. Okay, so it's still plenty salvageable. But yeah, you're going to have to get your pretender more involved, I think. All right, Satis. Getting slowly overwhelmed by Marignon, I believe. I made a blunder and lost my god to some vines. That was really unlucky, and I didn't even get to see it. That, in conjunction with Marignon managing to secure naps, and his neighbors being busy, means it is closer to a 1v1. I am hoping to trap him in two giant barb provinces by my cap, but I am behind on research, and I don't have any naps with neighbors. Going to find it out, but I didn't lie when discussing with my neighbors the war, so I already know that some will attack soon. Maybe I can push Mary off and convince the others to not take too much, but it'll probably be a low probability maneuver. Regardless, it's a pleasure to play against such skilled people. I knew this game would be hard. It is really showing me the gaps in my planning and tactics. Yeah, I think you defended two, I think, of the fort constructions. But you gotta be really careful building forts on people's borders. And I'm a big proponent of guarding fort constructions, but I know a lot of people aren't. But yeah, you've still got a lot of fight left in you. You've got, I think, three, maybe four forts, so at least in the back, even though you've lost the three. But yeah, I haven't seen a lot of mage recruitment, so yeah, wouldn't be surprised if you're behind on research. All right, with so starting off, Tianchi, getting the cat involved, good. Against PD, not as good. But this is Sermiak, I think, which is the farmland, if I remember right. I thought that had a PD dump, though. Okay, we'll take a look at in just a second. Alright. Raids Patala. Scat pings it. Okay. Yeah, I mean, it's monkey PD. What do you want? It doesn't really matter how much there is. Alright, Dardius. I mean, it does a little bit, but it's pretty bad. Alright, we got the bird doing a little solo raiding with some skeletons. What the hell? Some of those guys had like super run. Alright, well, I guess I've got it on fast forward. It was kind of weird watching one of them just sprint around. Alright, so he wins that. You might have thought that province was a trade with Calum, but Calum's still going. I think this is really bad for Satis. Alright, by Cliff. Matala attacking Tianchi. Alright. So a successful raid by them. Alright, man's got 5 lines of crossbows. And like 3 suicidal hawks. Okay. Then in the nether, we got Marignon attacking Satis down in the caves. Oh, he's added gear to it. So now it's got a pendant of luck, a black steel plate, and an enchanted helmet. So 16 protection. After buffs. Any new ones? Still the same script. Yeah, just PD. Alright. Let's see, that was there. Then Atlantis going into Cerulean Sea. Okay, so they're trying again against the Ichthids. I don't know. Yeah, just bring up a proper amount. Oh, the Snow Captain ran in? We just didn't script it? Oh, are these meant to be bodyguards? Yeah, so... And he'll realize this when he watches it, but the Snow Captain has 9 combat speed, but a lot of these Ice Guard have 7 or 8. So he outran the bodyguards, ran into combat first, and got killed. Okay. Wait, that was Calum. Okay, that's where we were. And then in Nether Mines, whole bunch of Bakemono. Man's feeling pretty confident. Still going cave spelunking. Killed one of his own wardens. Just now blessing them, I guess. Okay. Yeah. Then in Jadrelia from Atlantis, based on his last experience against Poison Barbs, I don't know. How does this effect work again? Striking with a short weapon. Well, he's got more, well, length no more than 1. I was gonna say he's got some of these halberds or glaives here, but he's got a lot of these length 1 ice blade, so it's the wrong unit type. So a fair number of these could die. You can see the poison ticks. Luckily they HP rotted. Not too bad. Okay. Loses 5. Calum going into Deep Mount. Alright, let's see how the line holds up. As a reminder, death weapons and PR. Okay, might have lost a few there. 2, okay. Then, let's see, Tianchi, attacking Patala, or pinging Patala. Yeah, not much PD there. So Tianchi feeling a little gun shy right now. Swamp of Solitude, Calum attacking Satis. There we go. Whole bunch of Raven Guard. Should slaughter this. Okay. Yeah, it's more than just one agreed upon province, it seems like, Satis. I think you're getting eaten. Okay. So man losing 13 Shamblers, but just barely manages to take out the Shark Tribe. Oh, whoops. And close Discord really quick. Alright. And then Bara. Yeah. Finally taking out these villains. That's good. They've been there way too long. And Lomark. Satis. Pinging Atlantis? They're not at war with Atlantis. Why are they pinging Atlantis? Okay. And Bogotan. Alright, pinging PD again. And then, ooh, an Indy attack on Tianqi's capital. We have a Barb attack. That sucks. He's going to lose a fair amount of population from that. I think his troops should hold. I say that, but these idiot footmen ran off. Okay, they do end up holding. And that was that. Yeah, that was 25 PD. And Smother Dark. We have some doggos. Zots are not going to do it. We'll have to see if that's the... Was that the steel ovens that... Was it Agartha that had that? I think so. We'll have to double check. And then another dog attack. Okay. On Patala's capital. Good grief. Okay. Let's go here. Alright, so it's not the steel ovens over here, but it does kind of cut off this province a bit. Calum might... Calum's been kind of spicy. Calum might go for that. Calum pushes all the way into Satis's cap circle. Man, this looks like a gangbang a little bit. We got a big Agarthan army on the border. It would be funny if Agartha pushed Calum off of this fort. It really would be. But I'm suspecting that they're going to go for this throne. But we'll see. Wow, man. So this fort was getting upgraded. And we've got one last fort left, but there's no protection for it outside the two that have already been built. Man, that is a shame for Satis. So you had 3 forts stopped, a fort upgrade stopped, and that's probably where most of his money's gone this game. But given the scaling spam of Satis, I can kind of see why a lot of people are attacking them. Alright. Well, I think Satis is kind of screwed. He's got one large kind of army left. I think if anyone who could do a cap defense where they just summon a bunch of crap, it's probably Satis. But I don't see any mages in here. We do have a Tomb King. He's going for a Tomb Chariot build. Yeah, I think you need to bring everything home and protect the capital. Oh, Marianne's already taken this cave. This cave is pretty precarious. Like, between the capital and this fort, you can probably defend both of these, just kind of rotating back and forth. Yeah, I think, but Satis looks pretty screwed unless Agartha comes over and rescues him. I think Agartha's just as likely to take this fort as he is to, rescue Satis. Probably more likely to try and take it. I think Agartha's still just going to go for this throne. Because he can see Marignon, he can see Calum here. And soon those are going to be both of his neighbors. So I'm not sure if he's going to want to annoy them. I mean, he certainly could. He could kind of like muck things up for Calum for sure. At least based on his army placement. Okay. So we've got Calum continuing to kind of aggressively expand. He's now got an even border with Pyrene, has a favorable border with Marignon, an even border, or no, an unfavorable border with Tianqi, but it's not that bad because of the lake. And now he's about to get a free fort off of Satis. So we'll see about that. Huh. Alright. And then if it, yeah, and his Pretender's still gone, he's not making priests. Well, he's got the Tomb King, but the Tomb King's probably doing Call God. Because we've only got the 4 Tomb Chariots. We've recruited a Sauromancer. Yeah, I think Satis spent all of his gold on infrastructure, and his neighbors punished it pretty heavily. I mean, there's other people that spent a ton of gold on infrastructure and did not get punished, but Satis got punished. Alright. Then we've got Man. Just kind of slowly stepping up the front line as it's available to be stepped up against Pyrene. I think the next step that he'll do is I think he'll rotate this human troop army up to Vale of Valor and maybe move the board down to Ionia to try and just trample all the resistance there. I mean, he could send the human army here as well, but I don't know why he would. Calum even pushed into Pyrene's territory here. Calum just gives zero shits. They're just expanding everywhere. It's pretty entertaining. Alright. And then we've got Tianqi and Patala. Okay, so you did take the farmland. Patala. Okay, so Bycliffe was in their backlines. So given the 2 PD dumps, if this group follows, Tianqi likely goes to Black Marshes, and maybe that gets PD dumped. What was the PD type? It's not very good PD. I wouldn't want to PD dump it. But I think here, Tianqi, with his view on almost everything Patala is doing, now gets to realize that Patala spent all of their money on PD dumps, and they don't really have much money left. And part of that is from all the raiding that Tianqi's done. There's a ton of unrest in these provinces. So I think with this force, you just go back on the capital, and this time you need to just stay on the capital and bring in new groups to finish up the raiding game. Or if you're planning on rotating off, you need to actually raid the capital. But yeah, I mean, TNG still looks to be in control. They've got a huge resource advantage. They've taken a lot of attrition, but I think for Patala the attrition has mattered a little bit more. And the Tiger needs to get involved earlier in the fight. That is for sure. Let's kind of take a look at his formation here. So all this stuff is shooting this time while the cat buffs up. And now the cat runs in with bodyguards. And then everyone comes in behind. It's alright. Okay. I think it's better than what he had before, potentially. It gets the cat involved. Alright. Then what is Atlantis doing? They're just still finishing up expansion. All the free expansion that they've gotten. I mean, they still have some more. And there's a couple of provinces down here. There's this underwater province that I think they bounced off of twice now. They've got their dragon here. The dragon might decide to get involved for some vulturing action. Depending on scout coverage, like this would be a pretty safe move, because then you could send the dragon underground to at least get the Zots. We're not building a fort down here yet? Okay. Interesting choice. I suppose it doesn't really matter until you get some construction research. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Agarthan forts. Yeah, I'm wondering what this army is planning. Because we've kind of got like a triangle of armies here. Man still needs to retake this forest. It's a lot of resources. I would think he'd want it. Although he's still getting some wardens. I think you'd want it. How much are wardens? 31? Yeah. I would think so. Go back to maybe getting tower guard rather than these 9 resource crossbows. Although maybe he can just get a volume of crossbows. Okay. It's kind of interesting seeing Kosk play LA Man for a second time. I came in pretty late on Erethea. I came in, I think it was on like turn 27. We're only on turn 14. So I know he's probably going to have like a transition at some point. But it is really cool to kind of see this setup that he's doing. Yeah, so Patala seems to be on their way out. Satis seems to be on their way out. Calum is vulturing everyone, just being an absolute bully. Atlantis is figuring out how to kill Ichthids and building forts, which is definitely good long term. I think Agartha might get involved in something or might just take a throne, but has a fair number of forts. That one's being upgraded, that one's being upgraded. So doing a lot of infrastructure investment. So we'll see how that works out for him. And yeah, I think Irene, It's a lot of candles. I think the boar is going to go to Ionia. That's just my guess. And I think if Pyrene doesn't rotate down, maybe even if he does, he might still lose. But if he doesn't rotate down, the boar is going to take that. These troops rotate up. And then they'll be in position for a push on Pyrene itself. He needs one more group of troops, though. He could send this group here, PD dump it a bit, and then the boar could go up to Sleepy Mountains, and then this group could clean up Toledo, and that'll condense his front line back down to 3 and get him ready for the push on Pyrene. So, yeah, that seems like maybe it'll be better. So maybe the boar goes to Sleepy Mountains. Okay. He's got some more stuff to send to the front. He's done a little bit of cave exploration. I mean, this cave forest is amazing. Okay. So it's cave forests that have the insane population. They're like underground farms. Crystal caves are kind of like wastelands. All right. I mean, maybe drop caves are supposed to be, but they don't seem to have nearly the same population as a cave forest. So that's interesting. Okay. So yeah, I think that's it for this one. I anticipate that we'll have a few big battles coming soon. And maybe an angry message from Satis about Calum. Or was that Tianchi that said that? Oh, okay, so Tianchi was the one talking about Calum. Alright, so Calum's just attacking Satis. I misread that. And Tianchi is the one that traded him a province. Okay. I mean, that seems fair. Okay. Not gonna lie, I would have rushed Calum, but that's just me. But I understand the fear around LA Satis, though. They definitely kind of go into games with a bit of a diplomatic malice now. So, alright, I think that's it, and I will see you guys in the next one. Have a good one.